Manchester United losing today. They made 10 changes to the side that won at the weekend. Of course, they're playing Liverpool in 48 hours' time. Stevie, do you have a problem with these changes?
No, not at all. Not at all. All he said, his players were tired, so he made the changes. And I'm not surprised. And actually, I thought Leicester did well to win the game, because in the first half, they looked completely jaded. They looked as though they didn't have any legs. I mean, you've got... When you see the team sheet, and you've got Juan Mata and help me out here, in the middle of the park.
Matic.
The back.
You're thinking to yourself, wow.
Roy Keane.
You're thinking, and Didi and Tielemans are going to run riot here. They're going to run all over these two. Well, they couldn't. They just didn't have the legs. And it was a horrible performance from Leicester. But guess what? It really doesn't matter. They were playing against a reserve side. They should have beaten this reserve side. They did beat this reserve side. It was horrible. But guess what? It doesn't matter. They won the game, and that's all that counts right now.
I think he was right to make those changes, and I think, you know, there is a game in 48 hours. The fixture list has been piling up for Man United. It's not going to make a big difference unless you risk players with playing in these games. He's got a Europa League final. Top four's a guarantee. No point. What's the carrot here for them? Give your players a rest, your key players. You're playing Liverpool in 2 days. Not only is that a huge game, as Stevie knows better than anybody, between two of the biggest rivals in English football, but he can pretty much derail completely Liverpool's hope of getting in the top four by beating them, because they still have an outside chance with the 2 games in hand. But what I will tell you, if you didn't already know by watching Man United, is that some of these squad players are not going to cut the mustard in terms of, you know, closing the gap between United and City and Liverpool. I mean, Donny van de Beek hasn't had much game time, I'll grant you that, but he looks out his depth at that particular level. Matic, the legs have gone, and there are others. So, you know, that's the difference between the teams winning the league and the teams that are ultra runs.
This is obviously a result that West Ham or Liverpool didn't want. It all but. You take a look at the remaining fixtures for all of these sides. Yes, Leicester have got a couple of tough games, haven't they, in their running. Obviously, Liverpool and West Ham still with games in hand. Leicester still to play Chelsea and Spurs. But overall, Jan, is it done, do you think, Leicester and Chelsea in the Champions League next season?
I don't think it's done, but if you looked for a weakness, you looked for Leicester City to lose it, you just got a feeling that Chelsea, they will get the necessary points. They are good in grabbing points and wins. And for Liverpool, this was a terrible result. And of course, there's also a paradox that this fixture is piling up because of that demonstration at the Manchester United-Liverpool game. And there is a lot of consequences of what happened there. But I think that every manager and I see someone wants to do a point out of that Manchester United didn't feel the best players. But I think for Ole, he's safe, his Champions League place is safe, and he got to see now that he's ready for a final. I mean, after the season, nobody will ask him what team he brought out against Leicester. It's all about winning that trophy for him.
Stevie, how would you rate Liverpool's chances now of qualifying for the top 4?
Still be a miracle.
Really?
They'd have to do something. They have to do something they haven't done all season. That's win 4 Premier League games in a row.
Right.
The best they've done is 3 right at the start of the season. But they haven't done 4 all season. So all of a sudden, they're going to turn around and win 4 straight Premier League games. And they still have to rely on Leicester not picking up any points as well. So, listen, I would be absolutely shocked if Liverpool pipped Leicester. And West Ham, they've got a slightly better chance, but they're going to have to win 3 in the trot as well. And if you saw them against Everton, you would have thought they'd forgotten where the goal was. I mean, they never created anything or even looked like it. So for either of these 2 teams to win out, I don't see it happening. Listen, Everton, I think, on the same boat. If Everton win out and things go for them, they could still sneak in. But again, I don't see them doing it either. So I think Leicester are safe after this win.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.